I firmly believe that every financial professional needs a book, and here is why. So, if you are selling a service that is in any way, shape, or form sold by somebody else, right? So, whether that's wealth management, whether that's estate planning, whether that's tax advice, anything like that, and you are having a tough time standing out from the crowd, having a real way of differentiating yourself, then in my opinion, there's nothing better to have than a book. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 things that I see working extremely well if you are a financial professional and you have a book. Full transparency, one of our clients is doing over $500,000 a month in revenue, and a lot of that comes from having a book funnel, right? So from selling a book and then selling people from that book into the higher, more high ticket services after that. So like I said before, in 2025, there is going to be a lot of competition for your services, right? Like it's very hard to stand out from the crowd. It's very hard to communicate what you do differently as a financial professional, why people should actually work with you, and what your expertise are and how to take advantage of that. So I think every financial professional who wants to grow his business to 7-figure and multi-7-figure and even 8 figures needs to have at least one book written. And we're going to talk about why. Quick shameless plug here. If you need help writing a book, if you need help scaling your business to multi-7-figure as a financial professional, and you want to do that fast, then feel free to contact us. We help financial experts scale past 7 figures using our content to advertising framework. So if you are a tax planner, financial planner, estate planner, real estate investor, or teaching people how to invest in real estate and make money in any way, shape, or form, then let us help you with that. Feel free to click the links below on this video to reach us. Now, so why do you need a book if you're a financial professional? So here are 3 reasons. Here are 3 things we see working extremely well, working for our clients, that has to do with a book. So number 1 is that expert authority branding, right? There's nothing that screams expert more than a book, right? So everyone who gets invited into talk shows, podcasts, TV shows, all of them, most of them at least, have published a book at some point, right? A lot of people can buy press releases, we can buy, content, we can buy authority, we can buy followers on social media. Even though that is a great way of getting authority, it's always something that people can actually fake, but nobody can fake being an author, right? You cannot not publish a book and be an author, right? Like that's just not how it works. So I think like publishing a book in our experience is one of the things that massively elevates you above all of your competition and just gives you that instant credibility. And you can also leverage that book in all the things that you communicate. You can always say, I'm an author, I published a best-selling book, if it is indeed a bestseller, but at least having that author title to your name is going to be a great way of getting authority, of people perceiving you as an expert and just getting that instant recognition. And you also have to think how many of your competitors actually have published a book, right? So I do think like when we talk about financial professionals, financial advisors, estate planners, there's like very few people, maybe in the hundreds, that have published books about that topic, right? But we have hundreds of thousands of people who are actually working that profession, right? So you're going to be the top 1% of people if you have published a book. So that just gives you that differentiation, that just gives you that expert status, standing out from the crowd to have a book. The number 2 is you can use it in a low ticket funnel, right? So you can actually sell your book first and then upsell people into your higher ticket services. This is a great way of getting new clients because first of all, you can cover some of the ad spend or all of the ad spend if you do it right with that book, and you can also get buyer leads, right? Like there's a big difference between somebody who is just, putting in their email address and phone number to solve a problem and people who are actually willing to whip out their credit card to have that problem solved. So everybody who's willing to buy things is a very great prospect in our experience, right? Because think about you, right? Think about all the people who just seek knowledge, who just seek to solve problems with knowledge. Like you buy books, I hope so, right? Like a lot of people who buy books. Mostly people who buy books tend to be great prospects to work with because they are already seeking that information. They are kind of like people who actually want to do their research first, who want to get knowledgeable about a topic before they do anything. So that's a great person to work with normally. And like I said, you can use that book in a funnel that we call a low ticket funnel. So that means We sell that book for $7 to up to $30, and then we retake some of that money that we spend on that book. Preferably, we want to have a couple upsells. We want to have a couple things that we can sell that work well together with a book, which is, for example, like a masterclass or some form of software and calculators, or maybe even just a consultation that we can package together with a book to increase that average order value, so that we can hit a break even or even make money on that front end acquisition with a book. So great tool to run a low ticket funnel, one of the best tools in my opinion. And number 3, like I touched on before, book buyers tend to be great people to work with. And what we see with this one client who's doing over $500,000 a month is that book buyers tend to buy at 3 to 4 times the rate that anybody else does, right? So even people who come from YouTube, like they don't compare to book buyers who decide to engage people in that sales conversation, right? So as soon as a book buyer schedules a call with you, schedules to inquire about your services, we see up to 70% of them actually become clients. So that is a huge conversion rate. That means if you can scale up that book funnel, you can have a lot of buyers coming through your system that are just very ready to go, that are very motivated, and that tend to be people who you can work with very well, because like I said, they are great people to work with because they like research, they like knowledge, and they're also a little bit more patient. And you can use that book to actually warm them up, right? So even if you have a normal funnel, right, like where you say, hey, schedule a call, become a lead, you can send them the book, and through that transformation that happens with a book, where they read this and they start at point A, where they don't know anything about you and your topic, and then they finish at point B, where they know a lot about you, a lot about what you do, and a lot about the service that you provide because you package that in that book, they will just be extremely good prospects. So the book buyers, in my opinion, one of the best leads that you can have in your system. I encourage everybody to write a book. Like I said, in my opinion, in 2025, those people that have books, that are financial professionals, they will win. Everybody else will be left fight over the scraps. So if you need help writing a book, if you need help selling a book, and if you need help scaling your business past 7 figures a month or multiple 7 figures, feel free to click the link below or reach out in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, there's a lot of more videos on this channel that will help you scale past multi 7 figures. So here is another video that YouTube thinks you will really like. Otherwise, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.